I'm Carlo DiClemente. I'm an emeritus professor of psychology at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Um, I've been working in the field of addictions for 40 plus years, and am the co-developer of the trans-theoretical model of change that has been used in a variety of addictions and health behaviors. We'll talk about the process of change and how I understand how the stages of change are relevant for both initiation and prevention, and how the stages of change are relevant for recovery and wellness as people move through that. So what I hope to give is a picture of that's more integrated in terms of how we think about prevention and treatment, and offer some of the mechanisms that actually I think drive addiction and the mechanisms that drive change. And we'll talk about that, and hopefully by the end of that, people will understand a little bit better the journey that individuals take on the road to um, getting in trouble with an addictive behavior, like gambling or alcohol or drugs or tobacco, and how they get out of those that process. My sense is that we're always facilitating change. So our job in as professionals is really to help people change their behaviors, change problematic behaviors, develop healthy behaviors, wellness behaviors. And so I think in order to kind of do that, you need to understand where that person is in the process of change and how your interventions can activate the mechanisms of change that the individual needs to get going in order to accomplish the tasks of the stages and really to make a solid change. And even if they have some relapse, how they get back into the process. The stages of change model, the trans-theoretical model, the larger model, gives people a template to understand where people are in the process of change so that the providers and the professionals can intervene in a more effective way. The stages of change is really a heuristic model. So what that means is it's really a model of discovery. So I continue to discover things about the change process on a yearly basis, daily basis, or whatever. The surprising thing I think for us was to understand how it's a multidimensional kind of process. I know Nike says just do it, but that's really not the way change happens, the way most of us change our behavior. Um, so I do think that it's taught me a lot about the individual journeys of the individuals that I'm helping, but also it's helped me understand some of my own individual journeys to regular physical exercise or other kinds of things. The other thing I think that really has struck me more recently, and what I do more work on recently, is the whole idea of relapse and recycling. That individuals that this experience of not being able to sustain change is an important one that individuals need to understand better as they go through the process again. People have, I think, also underestimated the overcoming the initial aspects of a change. So change is disruptive. And if you don't um, kind of understand that and are ready to tolerate the disruption. So in addictions, we know it's withdrawal, it's craving. There's a lot of things that happen in that early phase, and that's why in the early phases of change is when a lot of people fail because they don't anticipate the discomfort that moving out of one pattern of change and into another pattern of change is. Helping people is what ultimately motivated me to get into this work in the first place. Um, but I think addictions are really a wonderful behavior problem to study and to learn from, because I think people see addictions as totally separate from other kinds of behavior changes. But I think what the model has done is to help integrate kind of change as a core message in all of these. So whether you're talking about diabetes and having people take their insulin on a regular basis and manage their diabetes, or whether you're talking about someone getting um, into exercise, or whether you're talking about somebody doing some, I just had a talk on lung cancer screening, or whether you're talking about somebody trying to uh, break a pathological gambling problem. um, you're talking about a similar process, and that's what kept me going. I think we need to think through our interventions and really measure how the interventions are affecting our individuals rather than just thinking, oh, these work. They've got to work with individuals and the people that we're working with. So we need to kind of, I think, that's why I keep the focus on the client's process of change. Will help us to kind of make sure we adapt our interventions for the individual who sits in front of you or the individuals who are in the group in front of you.